Good day, future leaders. I am Riwa Melanie Bacones, a freshman student taking BS Accountancy in FEU Manila. I am here for our first video in our YouTube channel, and I have a guest who is a Customer Relations Service Supervisor at SM Corporate Office, Mr. Arnel Tenedero. Sir, please greet our future leaders who will watch our show. Have you anything to say?
Good afternoon. Hello sa inyo. Thank you at napili niyo ako sa isa para sa inyong interviewin. Yun lang.
Okay. So today we will have two sets of questions for Mr. Arnel Tenedero about leadership that will help our future leaders. 6 questions for both the first and the second part of the interview. 12 questions to be exact. And now, shall we start? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Ready.
So yes, sir. For our first question, as a leader, question number 1. What does leadership mean to you?
What does leadership mean to you? Leadership means being responsible and lead a group of people to make and achieve their goals.
Okay, this is a very great answer. Now, well, as we all know, before we become a leader, you are a follower. So, for question number 2, could you please describe the key action and behavior of the person that you have experienced as your best leader?
For me, a leader always think positive and a wise speaker, always encouraging his or her group responsible and know how to achieve their best goal. Lastly, a leader always must listen to everyone in his or her group.
Okay, now let's go to quotes. We have quotes that say leaders are born, while other quotes say that leaders are made. For question number 3, are leaders born or made?
They are made.
Anything more to say? Okay, sige. Let's go to question number 4, which is composed of 5 questions. What is a role model? In what ways are role models important for leaders? Who are your role models, their characteristic, and have you learned from them?
Okay. What is a role model? It inspires the person and being good example. Role model is important for a leader because it inspires and a good example for a leader to achieve a best goal. Maybe okay. Example, my previous regional manager. She always make me relax when I need it. She always encourage me, a positive and wise speaker. She always lead me and inspire me to keep up a good work.
Okay, now
And last thing about what have you learned from them?
What have you learned from them? Yes, what you have learned.
Achieve your goal no matter what. Always think positive and never ever give up on things that made who you are.
Okay, we'll take that. Now for question number 5. What can leaders do to help others in the organization see the future?
Explain them the reality from the present. Ask them, do you want to live the same reality in the future?
Reality. Okay. Now for our last question for the first part of the interview. Question 6. What are some of the action you take to create a climate for change and encourage risk-taking? Please be specific.
should create a safe environment for risk-taking. This means not pushing people who take smart, acceptable risks with faith, but supporting them. Help them learn from mistakes and encourage them to try again.
Okay. So that was a great conversation with you, Sir Arnel Tenedero. We will come back for the second part of the interview, so stay tuned, future leaders.
Be brave were the last words that my grandfather said to my mother. In times of difficulty and loss, what's important is the ability to bounce back, to learn the reasons why we lost and come back stronger.
It's come to really symbolize the story of many, many people. And so it's our duty and responsibility to make sure they are able to move forward in life. No? We're continuing the original mission of my grandfather.
Once in a while, there comes a man who, brief though his years, leaves a legacy. Such a man was my father, and his monument is the Far Eastern University.
And we are back. We are still with Mr. Arnel Tenedero, and we will continue to ask him questions about leadership. For our first question for part 2 of the interview, question number 7. Should leaders let their constituent fail? Explain your answer.
So the people won't grow if they don't fail. People only grow and develop when they experience struggles and when they are taken out of their comfort zone.
Okay, now for question number 8. How can leaders create a climate of trust and facilitate relationship among people in a work team?
Reinforce positive behavior like successful collaboration, sharing of ideas, trust, and respect. Excellent group dynamics can facilitate employees' productivity and satisfaction while allowing your team to reach their set target on time.
Okay. Now for question number 9 is composed of 2 questions. First, what are 3 things that can be done to improve in each leadership practice? And the other one, what are 3 things that you can do to continue learning to be a better leader?
First, I think engage in host and open communication, encourage personal and professional growth, keep positive attitude and clear connection to your team member.
Alright, now for question number 10. Tell me about a time you struggle with work-life balance. Did you manage to solve the problem? How did you do it?
I'm really having a struggle about my life. For example, it's having a hard time answering and understanding our modules, especially it's just a personal study, and also advise myself into my family. Yes, I manage my time, mind, and of course, I take a break. Be realistic. Have set forecasts and focus on strength.
Now for our question 11, you're almost there. How do you monitor the performance of individual team members? In what specific ways do you motivate your team?
My way to motivate my team group is cheering them up, and I'm telling them that always do their best, and if they fail, don't look down, just look forward.
That's a good quote. Now for the remaining and last question of the interview. Question number 12. How would you describe your leadership style? Go, sir.
Wait. Okay. My leadership style is motivating my team, group. Okay, I'm not like the other that they want a perfect score, but if possible, why not? I'm just a normal leader that motivate my team, group, and I'm not like the boss. I just want to lead my team, group to success or achieve our goal.
You're like our leader. And that's the last of our interview with Arnel, Mr. Arnel Tenedero. So I would like to thank you, sir, Mr. Arnel Tenedero, for giving us this time for the interview and for giving us advices and lessons from your experience that will help our future leaders. I also like to give thanks and praise to my team who worked hard for this interview. Our director, Mr. Marco Badwa, that just entered, and all the members. Lastly, I also want to give thanks for the future leaders for listening and watching this meaningful interview with Sir Arnel Tenedero. Remember that, always know your worth, and have a nice day. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you po, sir.